Episode 79. The next morning. Nan Shen was sleeping soundly in his room since he sleeps late night yesterday, unable to fall asleep, thinking about Tan Hua's matter. Ren Yuan and Nan Shen, at this time, already forgot about the case with Mi Shu. Tan Hua's matter was more important. Nan Shen was rolling on his bed, not wanting to wake up even though it was already 7 in the morning, when suddenly he got a phone call. How annoying. Nan Shen cursed in his heart as he reluctantly took the phone while still laying on his bed. He was sleepy and tired, but someone called him early in the morning? Yes, Nan Shen answered lazily, and was about to cut the call if the one calling him was no one important, when suddenly the one calling him shouted over his ear through the phone. You unfilial child, wake up. Go see the morning news, just what the hell you are doing with your life. The one calling Nan Shen was none other than Nan Shen's mother. The woman's voice sounded very angry, and even without seeing her face, one could know that the woman was furious. Morning news? Is there anything important? Nan Shen closed one of his ears, trying to reduce the damage to his ear. Why would his mother suddenly call him and without any warning, shout to his ear? He didn't do anything wrong, okay? Important? Of course. Just take a look by yourself and see if it's important or not. I'm sure that this is karma, because you treat your girlfriend badly. Nan Shen's mother didn't say anything else and immediately cut the phone call. She was furious when she saw the morning news announcing something unbelievable. She didn't know how this happened, but recalling the scene in the hospital. This happened because of his incompetent son. Such a good girl was hurt by his actions. How could that idiot let go of such a nice girl? Fine, Nan Shen put down his phone and stretched his body before going down to the living room. The man quickly turned on the television as he asked his humanoid maid to bring him a newspaper. A happy news comes from Lan family. Congratulations for Lan family young master, Lan Yanjin, to be engaged with the owner of Louvre brand, Tan Hua. The moment Nan Shen turned on the television, this was what he what. Nan Shen was drinking tea as he watched the news, and when he heard this, he choked on the tea he was drinking. What the hell? What's going on? Nan Shen muttered to himself, unable to believe what he just heard. The man instantly stood up from the sofa with a shocked face. His mouth was opened wide, looking like a dumb koi fish as he watched the news. Tan Hua was engaged with Lan Yanjin? Really? It's not a joke? As if to answer his question, the news explained all about the happy news coming from the Lan family. Upon listening to the rest of the news, Nan Shen slumped down to his sofa with an ashen face. Sweat drenched his back as the man stared at the television screen with dead eyes. Tan Hua didn't love him anymore. Did she decide to be engaged to Lan Yanjin because she loves him now? Is this what she meant by becoming an enemy? No. Tan Hua, why? This can't be. Nan Shen trembled as he fixed his eyes on the television screen. Nan Shen bit his lip hard, followed with blood oozing out from his mouth. The man's shoulder was shaking as his eyes wavered, watching the news playing right in front of his eyes. The news told him that there would be a big engagement party held in 3 days to celebrate this happy occasion. Happy news? Happy news, your ass! Just when Nan Shen was watching the news, trying to find out more information from it, his humanoid maid gave him the newspaper, and of course, when he looks at the first page, the headline, it was TB's news of Lan Yanjin and Tan Hua's engagement. Fuck. Nan Shen throws the newspaper to the floor, wanting to burn the media who made the newspaper. But he could only pick it up again and read the news with a heavy heart. What's going on? Why would Tan Hua suddenly become engaged to Lan Yanjin? Could it be when they went to London before, they were already in a relationship? Nan Shen rumpled the newspaper in his hand as he looked at his phone. He had to call his parents first to ask what actually happened, and later he really need to call Tan Hua. Mom, just what's going on? Do you knowing anything? Nan Shen walked back to his bedroom as he throws the crumpled newspaper to the floor. Maybe his parents knew something that he didn't know. Why ask me? I don't know. But I bet it's because she is finally fed up with you. You are acting like a jerk back then who wouldn't leave someone like you? Lan Yanjin family is rich. He treated Tan Hua better than you. Just think why she leaves you for that youngster. Nan Shen's mother harumphed when her son called her. Could it be her son was an idiot? It's obviously his fault that her future daughter-in-law was snatched by another family. She already liked Tan Hua, but her idiotic son just go and treated her badly? I know I was being a jerk. So what should I do now? She is already engaged. Nan Shen looked down while laying on his bed, motionless. He exhausted all his energy and feeling upon hearing the news. So this is what Tan Hua felt back then, huh? He felt as if a whole mountain suddenly got dropped on his shoulder. His chest tightened and it's somehow hard to breathe. His heart ached as if someone squeezed it hard. 1,000 needles suddenly came pricking his heart and head. He really wasn't in the mood to do anything now that his head was cloudy. What he did was indeed bad, but what could he do to pay for his mistake? He didn't have a single clue about what to do. Go meet her, get her heart back. Treat her nicely. Even though she might don't want to meet you, don't give up. Keep chase after her until she wants to return to be with you. In the first place, it's your fault she chooses to leave. Nan Shen's mother sighed, hearing his son's voice sounded so dispirited. He only faintly asking or answering, showing how shocked he was with the engagement news. She pitied her son, but she as a woman also knew that it was Nan Shen's fault in the first place. Okay, I'll go meet her now. She moved out of my house. I'll go find her new house. Nan Shen nodded his head weakly as he cut the call. The man put his hand on his forehead as he stared at the ceiling of his room. Right, he couldn't feel down forever. When he dwindles in his sadness, Lan Yanjin would already about to marry Tan Hua. Now it wasn't too late to go court her again before Lan Yanjin completely took her away. Nan Shen looked around his room and finally remembered why. When he lost his memories, he felt weird leaving by his own. He vaguely felt someone else's presence, but then he lived alone. It turned out that Tan Hua already moved out of his house. If only he recovered his memories sooner. Maybe he could still do something so Tan Hua would stay in his house for a while. Nan Shen took out the ring he gave to Tan Hua out from his pocket and gripped it tight. Let's go meet Tan Hua now. Tan Hua's company. Miss, someone from Ren family's company called you? Do you want to answer? Tan Hua's secretary approached Tan Hua, who was busy doing so many things on her office desk. Right now, because Louvre brand was already big, Tan Hua finally could get her own company building. Even though it wasn't as big as Ren Yuan or Nan Shen's company building, the company was alive with so many people from other companies, wanting to meet Tan Hua to talk about business. Don't answer any call from Ren Yuan's company. Tan Hua coldly refused to take the call. It must be Ren Yuan wanting to talk about the matter with her cutting his business opportunity. Tan Hua had just about to resume doing her work when security came knocking on her office door with the news. Young Master Nan is downstairs, wanting to meet you, miss. What? Tan Hua stopped working immediately when the security came informing her. The girl raised her head to look at the security with confused eyes. Nan Shen is here? Yes, miss. Young Master Nan is waiting for you in the lobby. He said that he wants to meet you. He doesn't have an appointment with you, but the security felt awkward because everyone knew that Tan Hua used to date Nan Shen before the man suddenly dumped her. Let him wait. I won't go. Tan Hua furrowed her eyebrows as she waved her hand, chasing away the security. She didn't care whether that man would wait or not. She didn't have any relationship with him anymore. Hopefully, as the time passed, she could forget him and move forward. Falling in love with Nan Shen was a big mistake to begin with. Yes, miss. The security quickly left the room after Tan Hua ordered him to. The security then informed Nan Shen about what Tan Hua said. Young master, our boss said she is busy, and so she doesn't want to meet anyone right now. The security smiled politely, knowing that Nan Shen was still a young master from a wealthy family. Even though their boss treated this male angel coldly, they still couldn't do so. I see. I'll just wait until she's not busy anymore. Then Nan Shen smiled before sitting down on the sofa at the lobby of the company. The man took out his laptop and began doing his work while waiting for Tan Hua to go down. Seeing Nan Shen didn't leave and waited for Tan Hua instead, the security could only shake his head. Their boss was really popular with men, huh? Even her ex-boyfriend obviously wanted to go back with her again. 6p. I'm going. Tan Hua stretched her body as she took her bag on her table. Work time is over, and now she wanted to go home to relax. Good work, boss. Tan Hua's secretary bowed politely before following after Tan Hua to go home. The company building was already silent, without many people left inside. Throughout the way, Tan Hua didn't see many people like in the morning. I'll take a cab. What about you? Tan Hua was about to ask her secretary when her eyes caught sight of someone overly familiar was sitting on a sofa at her company's lobby. What? Nan Shen? Boss, isn't that? The secretary glanced at Nan Shen and couldn't help but wonder if this man was young Master Nan that wanted to meet the boss earlier. That guy is still here? Tan Hua stopped walking and instead dragged her secretary to hide behind a pillar not far from the lobby area. Boss, why are we hiding? The secretary tilted her head in confusion. She saw that the man wasn't as bad as she thought he would be since he was boss' ex-boyfriend, not to mention that the man had been waiting since morning to meet boss. I don't want to meet him. Tan Hua knocked her secretary's forehead as she peeked in Nan Shen's direction. She thought that by treating him coldly, the man would leave. Nan Shen was, after all, a CEO. He must be busy with his own work as well. Why would he waited until this late just to meet her? Should we escape from the back door instead? The secretary secretly enjoyed this hide-and-seek game between the boss and that handsome hunk. This felt exciting. Yeah, go now. Don't let him notice us. Tan Hua glanced back to Nan Shen, who was still focusing on his laptop, seemingly busy with his own work. The girl waved her hand, signaling her secretary to silently run away with her. The secretary nodded and silently tiptoed, heading to the back door, followed by Tan Hua. The two girls thought that the man didn't realize that they were going through the back door, when the man suddenly raised his head with a smirk on his face. "Wanna run away?" Nan Shen closed the laptop as he went out of the building through the front door. Actually, he had been aware of Tan Hua's presence even before the girl noticed him. As he thought, that girl wanted to escape. Nan Shen gets inside his car and turned his car around to the back area of the company, planning to pick up a certain cowardice doggo. Back area. Faux we succeed. Tan Hua wiped the sweat on her forehead as she sighed in relief. She managed to escape from that little demon. Her plan was already perfect. She would let Nan Shen felt the pain she felt before, so if she met him now, she doubted that she could still put up her cold attitude. She hated Nan Shen for ruining Tan Hui's family, as the man also took part in it. She hated Nan Shen for his jerk attitude when he lost his memories, but she wasn't someone who liked to keep a grudge. This is why she absolutely couldn't meet Nan Shen until her plan ended, maybe until the end of the year. Boss, the secretary, looked behind Tan Hua and couldn't help but got goosebumps. How could that man is here? Tan Hua was facing the secretary, thus she didn't know what's going on behind her. Only the secretary knew that a little demon suddenly appeared behind the boss, bringing black Ferrari car with him. Isn't that Boss Nan? The secretary almost fainted on the spot, seeing the man they wanted to avoid already waited for them at the back of the company. Boss Tan, run. What? What's wrong? I'm going to order cab. So Tan Hua was just about to order a cab so she could go home when someone suddenly tapped her shoulder from behind, startling her out of her wits. Wah. Tan Hua jumped back, thinking that it was a pervert, or maybe an assassin, when she turned her head and saw it's not an assassin, but could be called a pervert demon. Hey, going home from work? What a coincidence. Nan Shen flashed an innocent smile as he tightened the grip on Tan Hua's shoulder, not letting her go. And Nan Shen? How Tan Hua head spin around when she saw Nan Shen right in front of her eyes. She thought that the man was busy with his laptop earlier, so how could he was suddenly here? Did he use teleportation? No, impossible, but just how? This demon. I was passing by your company and saw you. Need a ride? Nan Shen acted as if he never came to the company, even though he knew that Tan Hua already knew he was waiting for her, for several hours from morning to evening. This girl wanted to pretend that he never came to the company? Sure. He would play along. Well, but I already ordered a cab. Tan Hua shoved aside Nan Shen's hand on her shoulder as she avoided the man's piercing gaze. Don't look at her like that. She felt guilty. Wait. Let's just pretend she loses her memories so she could treat this bastard like how he treated her before. Or not. Her acting was bad to begin with. But boss, you haven't even opened the app. The secretary was a bit airheaded like her boss, so while Tan Hua tried to lie, her secretary innocently revealed all her lies. See, you haven't ordered a cab? Just get in. Don't worry. I won't bite. Nan Shen smiled brightly as he caught Tan Hua's back collar before dragging her back to the car. Really a familiar scene. Wait, no. Tan Hua tried to struggle, but her traitorous secretary, instead of helping her to escape, she helped Nan Shen instead by pushing Tan Hua to the car before waving her hand as innocent as usual. That airhead. Tan Hua cursed her secretary as she planned to cut the poor airhead wage when she was already locked inside Nan Shen's car with no way out. Nan Shen for sure immediately locked the car the moment Tan Hua got pushed inside. This way, the poor doggo couldn't run away from her master anymore. Your secretary is really nice and sensible, Nan Shen chuckled as he started the car, leaving Tan Hua's company building behind. Fine, stop with the small talk. What are you doing here? What do you want? Tan Hua crossed her arm in front of her chest as she looked straight to the street, ignoring Nan Shen. She didn't want to look at this man's face, otherwise her carefully planned plan would end up in vain. Do you hate me? Nan Shen stopped the car after they arrived at a quiet park, far from the bustling place in the town. Tan Hua didn't realize that the man was bringing her to a rather quiet, deserted place, instead of taking her home. Tan Hua looked outside the window without answering Nan Shen's question. Did she hate this man? It would be a lie if she said she didn't. This man hurt her a lot before, so how could she didn't have a bit spark of hate toward this man? So you do? Nan Shen sighed as he took off his safety belt. The man turned his head toward Tan Hua's direction, with a tinge of sadness in his eyes. What should he do if Tan Hua already hate him? Is this the only thing you want to talk about? Tan Hua tightened her fist, still refusing to look at Nan Shen. She had to endure, otherwise her revenge plan won't work well against this man. I come here to apologize. Nan Shen scratched his head before he looked at Tan Hua with sincere eyes. Even though the girl wasn't looking at him, he could see the reflection of her face on the car's window. Tan Hua also could see Nan Shen's face through the reflection on the car's window, since Nan Shen's car got a super black window looking like a mirror. As usual, the taste of a rich man. Apologize? Tan Hua was startled for a bit when she heard what Nan Shen said. Looking at how awkward he was through the reflection on the window, Tan Hua's heart suddenly felt warm. Okay, that arrogant, sadistic CEO who never bowed his head to anyone except his parents suddenly want to apologize. She never heard the words Ari from this man's mouth due to his high ego, but now, this man suddenly want to apologize. Oh God, is this the end of the world or something? Yes, I apologize. I know I was being a jerk. I hurt you before. I don't deserve you, but please forgive me for everything I have done. The matter with when I lost my memories, I know you hate me for that, and the case with Tan Hui's father company. Nan Shen didn't waste time and immediately blabbered, pouring all his thoughts and feelings into his words. The man lowered his head as he admits his fault, apologize, and even beg for forgiveness, successfully scaring Tan Hua to death. Nan Shen, are you really Nan Shen? Not possessed? Or maybe you are an imposter? Wait, are you sick? It can be. Tan Hua quickly turned her body around and put her hand on Nan Shen's forehead to make sure that the man didn't get a fever. When Nan Shen acted like this, she got goosebumps. Huh? It's really me and I'm not sick. Why are you getting so worked up? Nan Shen furrowed his eyebrows, seeing Tan Hua acted all flustered. He just apologized. Nothing big. Why would she suddenly acted as if the world was about to end? If it is really you, then you wouldn't suddenly apologize to me like this. Tan Hua backed out, feeling scared that Nan Shen was acting weird. She remembered that Nan Shen had never admitted his mistake or really apologized to her before. The man suddenly changed. Did a thunder strike him silly? So you don't want me to apologize? Nan Shen's lips twitched, hearing Tan Hua's words. Is it so rare to see him apologizing so someone? It's not that strange, okay? No. I accept your apology, but forgiving you might be hard. Tan Hua shook her head as she tried her best to use her measly acting skill. The stage of her revenge wasn't set yet. She couldn't back down now. It's okay. I understand that you won't forgive me so easily. But please, can you give me a chance? Starting from tomorrow, I'll openly chase after you. So Nan Shen lowered his head, looking like a dejected poor kitten, successfully smitten Tan Hua with his charming face. While Tan Hua turned her head around and silently blushed when Nan Shen said that he would openly chase after her now. This is what she had been wanting to experience. How to be courted by someone. Of course, this is also a form of revenge, since in the past, when Nan Shen lost his memories, it was she who kept chasing after him. Let this be a good lesson for this man. As for the other guy, let him experience trouble in his company. You don't have to agree. I just want to tell you to be prepared because I will start courting you. I don't know why you decide to be engaged to Lan Yanjin. Maybe you already love him now, but I won't give up. Tan Hua, I will make you fall in love with me again. Nan Shen spoke with such confidence as he leaned toward Tan Hua, sending a heart attack to the poor girl. Okay, do your best. Tan Hua didn't turn back her head and kept staring at the car window, unable to move even for an inch, afraid that Nan Shen would make a move on her. They were inside a car, and the car was parked at a quiet, deserted place. Away from the crowded city. Anything could happen when they were alone like this. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you. Not yet, Nan Shen chuckled, seeing Tan Hua subconsciously entered her self-defense mode. This girl must think that he would lay his hand on her, but no. Let's assume that Tan Hua didn't love him anymore. This means he couldn't just freely touch her as he wishes. He had to wait until Tan Hua became his girl again before making his move. Tan Hua, you won't be able to escape. Tan Hua suddenly got a chill down her spine as Nan Shen made a resolution in his heart. The girl couldn't help but shivered while hugging her arm. Just what is this demon planning again? It should be her revenge now. She couldn't waver. Let this demon chase after her all he like, but she won't bow down to him, not until she felt that the revenge was enough. Just like that, Nan Shen sends Tan Hua off to her house, without actually doing anything to her. He didn't suddenly hold her hand, not to mention kissing her. The man really did keep his promise to himself. The next day, Tan Hua was checking the document for today's work when suddenly her secretary showed up in front of her office door with a large rose banquet on her hand. "Boss, someone leave this to you." The secretary looked excited as she gave the bouquet of blue rose to Tan Hua. The bouquet was really quite big until she had to hold it with both of her hands, but for her boss, she was willing to carry it from downstairs to this place. Bouquet? Flower bouquets? Tan Hua thought that Lan Yanjin was showing off his relationship with her again, when she saw the name of the sender on the card wasn't Lan Yanjin, but Nan Shen instead. Is this his courting plan? It really has begun. What should I do with the flower? The secretary secretly admired Nan Shen's move. She didn't know what happened between her boss, Nan Shen, and Lan Yanjin, boss fiancé, but one thing she was sure of. Her boss was being courted by two men. This is becoming interesting to watch. Buy a vase, put the flower there, and leave it on the table for the guest Tan. Hua waved her hand, ordering her secretary to leave with the flower. Her office was quite big, so she could just put the flower on the other table, not on her working desk. Roger, boss. The secretary grinned from ear to ear as she left the room with the rose bouquet. From how young Master Nan treated her boss, it was clear that he loves her a lot. Tan Hua looked at the door, and when she saw her secretary was gone, the girl silently sighed as her cheeks slowly blushed red. Okay. She didn't expect that man to suddenly send her a flower. Moreover, it's her favorite color, blue. She thought that he would send her a yellow rose since he always said that yellow suited her better. Of course, what he meant by it was that she resembled a golden retriever. Tan Hua had just about to compose herself and continue her work when suddenly she got a phone call. This time not from Nan Shen but from Lan Yanjin. "Hey, are you still working?" Lan Yanjin cheerfully called Tan Hua, like what he used to since they were engaged. The man would send Tan Hua a bunch of messages as well as things such as sending her lunch, clothes, or anything like that. "Yeah, still working. Why?" Tan Hua massaged her temple, getting a bit tired facing Lan Yanjin. This man was really going all out in his act as her fiancé. He used this chance very well. "How about we go have lunch together?" Lan Yanjin finished his work as he called Tan Hua. Just now, he got a report from a spy he planted in Tan Hua's company that Nan Shen sent a flower bouquet to that girl. Nan Shen must be trying to woo Tan Hua again.